Good morning and happy April 1st. Kelly Flemings is going to kick off the show with us this morning. He is here with the Soddy Daisy Community Library. Good to see you.
Good morning, Julie.
So the first day of April has great significance in my life. I think my mom loves it. It's her favorite day of the year, so I guess it became mine too. But you really feel like spring is here now.
Exactly. Everything is blooming. Thankfully, some things aren't blooming any longer.
Yeah, right. The pollens are going away. But y'all have this fun event coming up for the third year in a row called the Poetry Walk.
Yes, the Artistic Poetry Walk. It's our third year. We partner with Arts Build, our wonderful friends over there. And it's this hybrid collection. We go up to Big Soddy Gulf, which is a gorgeous area. And as we're hiking along, Jim Stewart from the Chattanooga Audubon Society teaches us about the native trees in the area. We've got an artist who comes in and everyone gets a sketchbook and you get to learn how to sketch nature elements, the trees, the leaves, the flowers. And while that's going on, a fantastic local poet, Nanako Kande, a good friend of mine, is going to be reading her nature poetry.
Love
so
it.
It's this really fun hybrid event where you get to experience nature and the arts and just relax.
That feels like a very Emerson moment or
Oh,
something,
very much
right?
so.
Now, you never come without some books to read, though, for kids and adults. So what have you picked this time?
Well, for the adult, I had to go with something that felt like spring, and The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart is a fantastic book. She's actually an Australian author. The book is set in Australia, and it's about this girl, Alice Hart. When she's 9, her father is very abusive. Her mother is one of those cowed women who doesn't say anything. A tragedy happens, and she has to go live with a grandmother she never knew existed, who lives on an Australian native flower farm. Because of the tragedies, Alice is left mute, and so the grandmother teaches her the language of flowers. So she communicates by giving different flowers. And the neat thing about the book is at the beginning of each chapter
is a flower,
and it also tells you what the flower means. And that is the theme of that chapter.
Of that chapter, yeah.
So it's really engaging.
Oh, I love
she
that.
She goes through a lot of rough things, but in her 20s, she finally discovers herself and discovers what her life is meant to be.
The power of communication in all forms. Now, this one is your adolescent literature.
Yes, and it just came out in February. It's a companion novel to Alone, but the thing I love about this book, it's about 4 kids in Colorado, and they are being evacuated. Towns all over Colorado are being evacuated, but nobody's telling the kids anything. So the kids get into the mystery of trying to find out what's happening. And it's told in the 4 different points of view from the main characters. Each chapter that's told from a viewpoint is written differently. One of the kids wants to be a movie director, so he writes his as a script. One wants to be a newspaper reporter, so she writes it like an article.
Oh, that's
interesting. So it's just very engaging for kids.
So that's interesting, because you and I were just chatting about a book that I just finished reading that you know well, and I mentioned it's kind of difficult for me to get into this one. There was just something about the writing style, kind of the back and forthness of it. So, but it's good for you to challenge your brain to read different writing styles.
Very much so.
And that would incorporate that.
And this is wonderful because when Alone came out, and when I say a companion novel, it happens at the same time but to a different kid. But the great thing is kids are eating this up because it's a new way of reading, and it challenges their mind, and they look at things a whole different way. So it's really fun and great for the kids.
I know the library was closed for a bit. Y'all took kind of a week away for a minute to kind of recompose, but you're about to get into probably a very busy season because summer reading is coming up.
And in fact, both of these are on our summer reading recommendations. Those will come out in the middle of March.
I feel like a lot of parents today are looking for those recommendations for their kids. Phones have definitely changed, I think, the attention span of people.
They very much have.
Are y'all adept at kind of making recommendations?
I would love to say we are, because The main thing is just talk to kids, find out what they're interested in. There is a book for every child out there. And you know, there are kids who are not readers, but that's because they haven't found the right book yet. And you've just got to appeal to what they are interested in.
So to sign up for the walk, the poetry walk, do they just show up or do they have to register?
No, you do have to register. We have a limited number of spaces, and we'll have it on our Facebook page to get, and it's free to sign up.
Okay. Do you want to hear the poem I told you I began
Yes,
my day
please.
with? So hokey, sorry, but here it goes. My mom, April 1st is her favorite day. So for decades, the first day of April, she recites a poem, and here it was. I think she learned it in like 1938 or something. Not kidding. The first day of April, alone, alone, I went to the woods and sat on a stone. I sat on the stone and sang to the birds. The song was their making, something like, the song was God's making, but I made the words.
I
Isn't that
love
cute?
it. That's wonderful.
That's my
and
April
April's
1st.
National Poetry Month.
There you go.
So perfect.
Much better than April Fool's Day.
Much better.
Hamilton is coming, and Local 3 wants you to win tickets to the Tony, Olivier, Grammy, and Pulitzer Prize-winning musical. It's the story of America then, told by America Now, in Chattanooga at the Memorial Auditorium. Enter every day at local3news.com.